It's been another very busy year for all of us at the Guy Harvey Ocean Foundation. We began with the shooting of the Grouper Moon research effort in Little Cayman. This is one of the mandates of the foundation, is to not only fund research work but also educate people about marine conservation issues. The Nassau Grouper protection in the Cayman Islands is a very good example of how a marine protected area does work. It's based on many years of research work so that the place is identified. This ban is so relevant not only to the Nassau Grouper but to all the other species that use these particular sites at certain times of year for spawning, and they have to be protected. The next project for the foundation was to finish off the This Is Your Ocean Sharks documentary with co-stars Wyland and Jim Abernathy, two of my very good friends. We use this again as a tool to assist the Bahamas National Trust in Nassau to convince the government about the necessity to protect sharks in their territorial waters. The history of that being that 20 years ago they protected all large pelagic animals there from longlining, which is a good first step, and the new protection is a huge step forward in the field of conservation, especially in the Atlantic Ocean, that is very denuded of sharks right now. The Bahamas remains the last bastion for them, and the government of the Bahamas has been very forthright in taking such a dramatic step forward and showing the rest of the world what can be done in terms of conservation of sharks. The whole Bahamas Shark project was a very good project to be involved with. Again, we like to collaborate with other organizations, so the Pew Environmental Trust was out front. They were spearheading this thrust, assisted by the Bahamas National Trust. I mean, it's their territory, but they need our assistance, and what we could do for them was print shirts and get posters out and do school visits and just impress upon kids about the importance of protecting what is really their ocean. Continuing the series of documentaries, I chose next to attack the subject of billfish, the favorite fish of mine to dive with and fish for. And of course I wanted to go to my favorite place, which is Tropic Star Lodge in Panama. We organized a meeting with the President of Panama, Ricardo Martinelli. We're trying to help him get more support in his own country for the moves that he's made. First one was to push the tuna purse seiners outside of the 200-mile exclusive economic zone, which is a big move. And the second was to get rid of all the what we call industrial longline vessels. There's a little bit of a loophole in that the smaller vessels or artisanal fishing is still permitted with longlining here, but the overall impact will be to reduce the exploitation of large pelagic fish, which are primarily the game fish that we look for. And of course the value to Panama being that in a growing sport fishing industry, which is a high-end, the highest end of tourism activity you can have, they are preserving the animals for a different kind of use. How do you measure the effectiveness of these bans, for example? How do you know if these fish are spending any time within your 200-mile exclusive economic zone? The answer is tagging. So the Guy Harvey Research Institute is now starting a tagging program on blue marlin. We're interested in blue marlin movements and migrations and compare those with the Atlantic on the other side of the isthmus of Central America. Those tags are set to record information for up to 6 months at a time, and we'll find out where these fish went. In the same way, in working with the Bermuda Shark Project, we've been tagging tiger sharks, and we got data now for over 2 years. We're working also in conjunction with the Bahamas, their research interests, with the Shark Lab in Bimini, all trying to achieve a collaborative result in understanding better the movements and migrations of these amazing creatures. My interest really is in big fish, the sharks, the tunas and the billfishes. So while we are spending a lot of money on researching more of their migrations, especially bluefin tuna, blue marlin, stuff like that, very exciting stuff, we still have an interest in pursuing the fate of, say, the Nassau grouper and other reef fish, because reef fish are very, very overfished throughout the Caribbean. There are a few pockets where there are fairly pristine populations still left. The lionfish problem throughout the Caribbean and Western Atlantic is a big issue. In some places it's fairly well contained, like in Cayman where I live. There's a very good eradication program going on. We want to enhance the culling of this species wherever people can reach them.